about the impacts of climate change on the price of imported grains?
Yeah, so we've got to realise imported grains comprise more than half of our food imports. We're talking of very substantial numbers, $70 to $80 million, somewhere in that order. And climate change, these grains are very vulnerable to climate change. And the sort of, and we'll talk a little bit about why they would be, but I'll just give you an idea of some of the projections that are coming through. The International Rice Research Institute projects a 1% increase in nighttime temperatures over the next decade or so. That will lead to a 10% drop in rice yields. These are the projections from the international organisation concerned with rice. So it's the minimum nighttime temperatures are having that impact. Now, this drop in yields, these grain crops are going to need more and more inputs to be able to stay in production or to maintain production. And because they require lots of purchased inputs. And they're not like our traditional staples that do require some inputs, but certainly a lot less. So this is going to increase or decrease the supply of international supply of these grain crops. Now you've got to remember that rice, for instance, a very small percentage of rice that is grown internationally is actually exported. It's consumed by the countries themselves, particularly the Asian countries, Thailand, Vietnam, etc. They export, and they're important exporters. We buy from them, but most of their rice is consumed domestically by their own people. So if the suppliers are under pressure, they're going to maintain it for themselves. So rice that's going to enter international trade is going to be less. So that's going to have more and more impacts on prices. So that's why we're going to expect prices, real prices, to actually increase substantially. And that has very serious food security implications for us. Now, being realistic, we're never going to replace grain inputs. That's never going to happen. But if we could make a significant substitution, that would be a major benefit. And that represents what we call a significant opportunity for our local agriculture to take advantage of. But we have to do certain things to take advantage of. If we don't, the rice prices are going to go up, and our ability to grow our traditional crops is going down. So this is the reality of the situation. It creates opportunities, but we have to do certain things to take advantage of those opportunities, and we are starting to do that. And we've seen some of that, and the Ministry of Agriculture will take us around this afternoon to see some of the things they're doing in collaboration with their Tutu Rural Training Centre to get that message out. But that has to be significantly expanded.